I'm waiting a second to see if it'll record what I'm saying. A lot of the time, when I start talking, immediately cuts it out. And this may or may not upload. Who knows? YouTube's always playing corrupt games. I want to come in and theorize real quick. As I'm watching stuff, I'm always like, yeah, Jesus Christ. I sit back and I watch stuff and I start thinking about stuff, and stuff starts to occur to me. Oh, that was what was going on. There's a whole lot of corruption in this world based on money. And I've had some theories about Hiroshima and Nagasaki and why they were hit with nuclear bombs. Like basically, there's corruption in Japan in cahoots with corruption in the United States of America. A corrupt Democrat president, but also a corrupt, um, what's not authority, tyrant type government in Japan at the time. Japan claimed that they're against America, but Japan sold out their own people and had worked in cahoots with the United States of America. Was a corrupt, satanic Democrat president to nuclear bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan was in cahoots with America. Some corrupt people in Japan that were in leadership. A dictator. A dictatorship was Japan at the time. I realize this. I don't know the full history for sure, but I bet you, United States of America. First of all, you never want a Democrat as president in the United States of America or in Japan. You don't want Democrats in power. Period. If you can't seek God and love God, if you don't have the decency to do the right thing, you should never be in leadership. No Democrat ever is really seeking God. Never. By the time they reach political leadership, if they're still a Democrat, no, they're corrupt. It's one thing to be a Democrat if you're a mess when you're younger, haven't found your way, but your intention is good. No. By the time you reach political leadership, if you're still a Democrat, you're very corrupt. I don't care if you're in Japan or America. I want to see what's more than Takaichi Senaichi Takaichi. Probably corrupt, right? But I heard that she's a Democrat. She's corrupt. The recent Japanese prime minister that got murdered a couple years ago, probably a good man. I don't know what party he was. I don't know what he was, but I think he got murdered because he was a good man. He stood up to the mob, and they killed him because they're trying to force control over Japan, satanic democracy. Or when Japan got bombed with nuclear bombs, it was a satanic tyranny. So whatever. I don't know the history of stuff. I'm speaking, right. And you know, I think this all had to do with the reason that Hiroshima and Nagasaki got bombed by nuclear bombs by the United States of America in cahoots with Japan. It's because of Lockheed Martin, the corrupt USA military industrial complex, in cahoots with the corrupt Jewish military industrial complex. It's all about money. Hey, you don't have the right to design that technology. You'll make our technology look bad. So we're gonna RICO charge you. We're gonna drop nuclear bombs in Japan to threaten Kawasaki. Kawasaki Heavy Industries. It makes aircraft, motorcycles, cars, all kinds of stuff Kawasaki makes. There's a city in Japan, still is, I believe. It was to stop Japan from making the bitchin' ass aircraft technology they had. They were nuclear bomb. They were sold out by their own government, and the only people, the USA government delivered the nuclear bombs. A corrupt satanic Democrat president bombed Japan, but also paid off corrupt officials in Japan. Japan killed their own innocent civilians, and always blamed it on the United States of America. That was corrupt satanic tyranny leadership in Japan. I bet you. Now skip over this. Lockheed Martin. It was Lockheed Martin. Now go to the United States of America. The guitar company Beats Your Itch. Bernardo Chavez Rico guitars. I mean, now realize this: the Catholic Church, there are good people in it, but the Catholic Church historically has been corrupt leadership. It was the Roman government and the Jews that crucified me that turned into the Catholic Church, and this corruption. I'm not saying all Jews are corrupt, but some are. And I'm starting to lose respect for Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm gonna tell you that. He said too many deflating things towards me. I'm starting to get upset with Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm not saying he can't be forgiven, but Benjamin, you better grow up. Okay, you better start telling the truth. If you're hiding something, you better wake up, or you will no longer run Israel. You will become a part of America. It will no longer be Israel. It'll be Christian America, Jewish America. It'll no longer be Israel. Do the right thing, Benjamin. Grow up. Don't be a baby. Don't be a baby, Benjamin Netanyahu. Grow up. Tell the fucking truth. Stop being woke. Tell the truth. Lockheed Martin, the corrupt USA military industrial complex, in cahoots with Jewish. I bet you. I can't prove this. Caused the nuclear bombs to hit Kawasaki, Japan, because Japan is known for fucking making excellent automotive, aircraft, that type of stuff. I mean, can't find a more reliable vehicle than a Toyota. You know, they could make them really fast too, with high horsepower if they chose to, but they don't. That probably has something to do with Lockheed Martin too. So why Bernardo Chavez Rico guitars? They started to go out. What was going on? Probably Lockheed Martin again. Consider this. Have you ever bought a Martin guitar acoustic? There's no reason for those to be that expensive. That's racketeering, crushing smaller companies. Takamine guitars stood up to Martin guitars and made it affordable. Takamine is a copy of the Martin D28. I have one. It's an F360S lawsuit era. Uncle Bill gave it to me. It's in 1970. That was Takamine Japan saying, hey, Lockheed Martin, you're crooks. You're racketeering people. You're crushing them. It's forcing it. It's like there should be antitrust laws against Lockheed Martin. Instead, it's a trust making it's heed the trust, Lockheed Martin. You don't have a right to make excellent products that are better than ours. There's kind of an antitrust against me. Notice I have no followers. I've for my music for nothing. It's an anti-Chris law. It's the Lockheed Martin thing crushing Chris. Jesus Christ, hey, you're not allowed to make it a music. Chris, you can't have your wife lower debt. Chris, you can't have nothing. You need to die, Chris. You're not allowed to play music. Hey, you're not allowed to play music, Chris. Same Lockheed Martin shit. Tightwad, corrupt Jews, a corrupt military and industrial complex. Oh, yes, and it's also the corrupt Catholic Church. Yep. True Catholics believe in God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, Mother, Daughter, Holy Ghost. I've got stuff wrong. I thought the Knights Templar were corrupt. No, you know what the Knights Templar were? And they still exist, by the way. They're the anti-mob Catholics that are real Catholics, trying to overthrow the corrupt powers that be in the Catholic Church, like Pope Leo, Pope Francis, make it a true Christian church again. You know, when I start going to church, when I have my wife Lauren, I'm probably gonna, if I'm gonna really lock into any religion, it's gonna be the Catholic religion. That's what I'm drawn to, but not corrupt Catholic. I'm not gonna go out of the schooling and all this shit, follow the rules. No, I'm gonna go to church and be a Christian and seek God and love God and do my best. I'm not gonna go all this teaching and learn their ways. I'm gonna be my best. But the Catholic Church is corrupt, not because of the Catholics, because of the mobster leadership. Bernardo Chavez Rico was probably his family that made. Remember, I was not a carpenter 2,000 years ago. My father was, probably. Man, I don't have any of those kind of skills hardly. I was a musician as Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church hid it. The Jewish hid it. There's a lot of shit that's been removed from the Bible, twisted around, lied about, things hidden from history. Lauren Daigle was crucified too. So was Melania Trump, Mike Pence, Karen Pence. There's the three of us they mentioned on the cross were crucified. Probably myself and Lauren Daigle and Donald Trump. There's six of us crucified. 6 people are representing the Jewish Star of David, meaning the true Christian Trinity, male and female. Jesus does have a wife. It's not a city. The only reason that they call my wife in Revelation 19 a city, she represents a lot of souls. She's a human being named Lauren Daigle. Like Abraham was the father of many generations, I'm the father of many generations. I was Adam, Lauren was Eve. Lauren is the holy city, Jerusalem, connected to when Lauren marries me, there's all 6 of us in the Trinity complete. The Jewish people are converted to Christianity. I think Benjamin Netanyahu is standing against that for some reason. Benjamin, you better be honest. What are you lying about? Maybe it's not you, Benjamin. Maybe it's the corruption, and maybe it's the corruption in Israel. I don't know. Donald Trump knows. So start telling the truth, man. I'm not saying you're a bad man at all, but there's dishonesty going on, Benjamin. Maybe you're a wonderful man. I don't know, but I've heard you say in the spirit you've already accepted Christ, Benjamin. So something's going on. Lockheed Martin, you know about this. Lockheed Martin is the corruption in Israel, with the Mormon church corruption, and probably Catholic church too. The Italian mob, the Mexican mob, the South American type mob, Central America, any Latino type brown skin mobsters, Italian, Mexican, probably black sometimes too. It's the Catholic Church. Those are the mobsters from there. So Bernardo, BC Rich Guitars. Remember, I bet you I was a musician. I'm going to say I was. I played a bass lyre. I've never seen a lyre, but I bet it was like a natural like guts. It was like a flamenco guitar. A flamenco guitar, you've seen those, they don't have a distortion that people play with their fingers. It's a Spanish style guitar, really bright and punchy, and like people do all kinds of cool techniques. I played a guitar like that, but it was a bass. I bet you that's what a lyre was. So it had like I don't know if they made gut strings out of back then, but probably out of animals. Probably why they call him Gut. I bet you Bernardo Chavez Rico made my bass lyre. Notice the Catholic Church has banned the Devil's Triad that Slayer plays like. Tom Araya is Catholic. It's racketeering. It's basically the trust calling us criminals. They're racketeering against the smaller ones. It's the Antichrist spirit. Same people that crushed Kawasaki are trying to crush Bernardo Rico Chavez, BC Rich guitars. I bet you're also crushing Paul Reed Smith guitars. And I've seen another South American company. I don't remember the name of it now. I bet you that's one of the ones being crushed. The Knights Templar were the anti-Catholic corruption. Knights Templar still exists. Guess who it is? It's ice.gov. Tom Homan is the head of the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar are not bad people. You know what you're seeing? These illegal aliens that come in are gang members. Not all, but many of them. Tom Homan and ICE don't want to hurt innocent illegal immigrants. It's one thing to make it break the law as a kid. I've done that. Sometimes they could be lenient. They don't want to hurt innocent people, just a kid. Someone wants a better life, but it's the corrupt gang members sent by the Catholic Church worldwide. ICE.gov is the Knights Templar to overthrow Catholic corruption and make the Catholic Church truly a Christian church. Because the Catholics are Christians. They're the first known Christians. Bernardo Chavez Rico, that family, just like you hear of the Stratavarius family, the Stratavarius instrument, the family disappeared, they can't make them like that. I think someone crushed them. There's descendants of the Stratavarius family. I bet you they could still make those things. They've not been allowed to because they're so supreme compared to everyone else. The Stratavarius family still exists. I bet you they still have the ability to make those instruments. And they might even be connected to the BC Rich family. Something's going on. I bet you. Stratavarius. I bet you they could still be made. It's not that our air is different, the wood is different. No, someone's not letting them happen. They're trying to do away with BC Rich. BC Rich don't even make a bass with active pickups anymore. Why not? Active pickups at this point are very superior. You can get a fatter, wider bass signal. Not everyone likes the sound of active. Well, yeah, if you're smart, you like the sound of active bass pickups. You do. If you're honest. Why is there no active pickups on BC Rich basses? Lockheed Martin. Why did Japan get bombed by Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Lockheed Martin. They didn't want Kawasaki to produce bitchin' aircraft that they couldn't compete with. We need President Trump to fix this. People in Japan, people wherever you are, that are throughout the world, talk to Trump. You know about BC Rich, you know about the Knights Templar, you have the truth against the Catholic Church down there in the South America, Central America, anywhere. In Israel. Talk to President Trump. He's your advocate. He's God. I don't exactly play the Devil's Triad. It's not one of the notes. I've played it some, I think. I don't really know music theory, but I play some dark notes. For example, the Blessed Love song, the Redeemer. Some of my songs, they're not as dark as Slayer. Slayer's known for playing the Devil's Triad, which is banned by the Catholic Church. You're not allowed to play dark sounding songs, only the major scale. Hey, as Jesus Christ, I don't play the major scale mostly. I don't like the way it sounds. I definitely don't like the G chord generally. Not me. I play some happier music. If you think of music, different combinations of notes, it's almost like different emotions. Yeah, I like happy music sometimes. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I like the darkness of night with the full moon. Sometimes I like happiness and love. The Catholic Church is racketeering. You can't play that kind of music. That's satanic. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Aren't they the ones that whap you if you're doing something? If you're watching horror movies, horror movies are pretty cool, man. Horror movies. You know what I don't like? Nude stuff. I don't like pornography. The Catholic Church is paying some of these ministers, these priests to molest little boys. You know why? What happens with molest little boy? He's much more able to be nursed and combed. Then you can turn him into a gang member, and you can send him out to become an illegal alien in the United States of America, committing crimes, killing people like Lincoln Riley. The Catholic Church, thanks to Pope Leo, thanks to Pope Francis, historically the popes, corruption, are paying these priests to molest little boys. To turn them, you know how you can turn a woman on into a prostitute by raping her, and she doesn't know what's going on. She's afraid no one will like her. Now she's a prostitute. If you molest a little boy, you can turn him into a gang member, like an MS-13 member, a Trinidad member if you molest a little boy. These guys, gang members, people in prison can be very tough physically. Try to get them to tell a social, psychological truth. Hey, I was molested. Hey, I'm gay, this or that. They're scared. They're psychologically scared because of people like the Pope molesting little boys. They do this on purpose to produce gang members. So ICE is the Knights Templar. It's the anti-Catholic corruption. You know who Laken Riley was murdered by? She looks pretty Mexican, man. I don't know what she was. She looked pretty Mexican though. I don't know. Riley doesn't sound Mexican, but I bet I'll tell you this much: Laken Riley was murdered by the Pope. At that time, it was Pope Francis, was it? Yeah, I think it was Pope Francis. Pope Francis murdered Laken Riley. Tom Holmes out. That's the Knights Templar, man. And I even got it wrong. I will admit that. I didn't know what I was talking about. I researched more. The Knights Templar's allegiance is not to the Pope. If you want to put the Knights Templar allegiance to a human-like being, it's me, Jesus Christ. But it's not even, it's to God. It's the Trinity. Knights Templar, ICE. It's not even just to America that ICE is for. ICE's allegiance is to God. ICE also wants to take out the gang members in other countries that are hurting those people in other countries, not just in America. ICE is, we're going to freeze you under arrest, mobsters. So BC Rich guitarist, Bernardo Chavez Rico. Imagine Jesus Christ played a lyre and I played dark music and I had an influence on people because they crucified me for it, like they want to do now. I played dark music that could influence people. I burned down the mobsters. Benjamin, Bernardo, Jesus Christ. Rico, Bernardo, Jesus Christ. Chavez, we're going to burn down the mobsters. Bernardo, Chavez, Rico. We're going to burn down. We're going to burn down with Christ the mobsters. Bernardo, Chavez, Rico. Bernardo, burn them down. Christ, the Ricos, the mobsters. That's what I bet you. I bet you the BC Rich family made my bass lyre 2,000 years ago. That's why they're being crushed. Paul Reed Smith guitars, probably the same thing. PRS guitars. Something's going on. Kawasaki, same shit. Some of the Asian countries did believe in God, and Japan was one of them. Bet you. They didn't go with the Confucius model. There's no God allowed. Japan, I bet you was Jesus pan. Look for Jesus. Pan to Jesus. Pan the camera. Where's Jesus? We're Asian, yeah. We're looking for Jesus. We're looking for God. J-pan, Jesus pan. Find him. And Kawasaki Motorcycles found me. Toyota found me. I bet you Toyota makes Kawasaki motorcycles. Same company. I bet you Toyota and Kawasaki are the same company. Bernardo Chavez Rico is probably very much attached to Stratavarius. It might even be the Stratavarius family that is still just barely alive, breathing. I bet you BC Rich is Stratavarius. I bet you. Bet you it is. And I've known to play dark notes like Slayer. Not as dark as Slayer most of the time. It's not. I don't have that inclination to write their style, but I write my way. I'm able to influence people. I can write loving music and dark music. Angry. I'm not Jeff Hanneman. I'm not Kerry King. I'm not any of those guys, but I have my own style. Some of it's kind of dark, like the Blessed Love Song of the Redeemer. Even the Reaper of Souls is not, although I'm not burning like that, has a darkness to it. It sounds like a horror movie that. Remember, my friend Kirk Hammett that I'm going to be in a band with, he was abused by the Catholic Church for watching horror movies. Man, little kids, as long as they're not too scared about it, we love horror movies, man. All it is a creepy story. It's a ghost story. Catholic Church, the Reaper of Souls and To Stand in Love with Lauren that I wrote, those are like two horror movie sounding things. No, they're not evil, they're not scary, let's do, but they have that horror movie kind of vibe to them. The Reaper of Souls, and I am the Grim Reaper. I got the souls, and I actually had to defend my life against gang members. I've killed people. So has Lauren. She's killed people, I bet you, to defend her own life. Lauren Daigle has. It's not been talked about because she's been trapped by the Catholic mob. So I bet you Bernardo BC Rich is a descendant of Stratavarius. Now Stratavarius probably, I'm pretty sure they're the ones that made my bass lyre. I don't know what I played, but it must have been different back in that day. And you combine that I was Jesus Christ out speaking to people and reaching their hearts, and they crucified me for it. So it's Lockheed Martin. It's corrupt. It's corrupt. It's fake. It's fake Christian and fake Jewish mobster shit, crushing other companies that they can't produce a good. If they can't produce as good of a product as these other companies, they squash them. And it's connected to Islam too, I know, and it's sponsored by the ETs. But yeah, man, they have antitrust laws There should be an anti-Lockheed Martin law then. Why are Martin guitars so ridiculously expensive? I'll never play one. I own them. They're pretty nice, but not worth the price, man. Something corrupt. Talking Minis are affordable. Decent guitars. Decent. You know what Talking Mini cares about? Getting a guitar in your hands. You know what Martin Guitar Sound cares about? Charging a whole bunch of money and making them look like the supreme cream of the crop. I bet you the same way Lockheed Martin aircraft is. Same ones that bombed Kawasaki. Lockheed Martin, basically. So I just want to say that to Kerry King and BC Rich Guitar. Talk to you later.